An ultrawide monitor can be really good for work and entertainment, especially if you're going for a single monitor solution. Obviously the extra screen space is good for things like Excel, Word and web pages. And it's nice not having black borders on movies. They fill out the screen perfectly. But what about for gaming? I got the chance to check out this Aftershock X340 monitor and decided to find out what's gaming like on a 34-inch ultrawide at a resolution of 3440 by 1440. And is 100Hz smooth enough? Or do I need to have FreeSync on? Not all games are going to work properly with ultrawide, and you often get these menu issues. It's not a big deal, but you need to be aware. I mainly play first-person shooters, and this is why I want the speed. 100Hz is actually fairly decent, and it looks really smooth with FreeSync on. However, I don't think the competitive FPS players are buying ultrawides. They're going to go for the usual 16:9, 144Hz or 240Hz panels. So yes, this can be used for games like Quake just fine, but it's not really a recommendation. And I don't think I could really play my best at this resolution either. But still, for speed, even filmed at 1000 FPS, it looks like it's the same as my main. Both are VA panels. So despite a higher response time listed, which often confuses people, there is still almost no delay on this. Then again, that's not an exact or super accurate test, I can't say for sure. All I can say is I felt comfortable playing on it. I think this is more aimed at games like Tomb Raider, racing and maybe even fighting. You have that 1800R screen curvature for it. And the viewing angles are quite good too. It seems to handle glare well. This is what it looks like with a bright light on it. It's not reflective, so you can't really see me filming it. As for the stand, I'm not really a fan. No adjustments. You're locked at this height, which is bad if you're using it in a multiple monitor setup like I am. You see the Logitech speaker sitting behind it. Make sure you have the space, because the stand is about 54cm across, and from front to back it's about 26cm. The screen is about 84cm across and 44 high on the stand. No mounting option as far as I can tell. The menu is controlled by these buttons underneath. Also not a fan of this style. Much harder to navigate and they're hard to click in. But here's a look at the settings you can change anyway. It's what you would expect with a few extras. You can change response time, but I left it on default. I'm actually happy with the performance pretty much out of the box. Just a matter of a few color and brightness settings. No bright spots that I can see, the blacks look really good. Even when I turn the brightness on the camera way up. That big dark smudge in the middle is me, so there is some reflection of course. The UFO test looks pretty good, only a little blurring behind them, and the bezel on top of the screen is about 1cm, so you can fit a Logitech C922 webcam. To conclude, it's a solid experience, and I ran it on a Vega 64. All games seem to do pretty well at the resolution with that card. I kept FreeSync on though, definitely smoother with it. When choosing a monitor, it really depends on the individual, because I play Quake and I test mice. But for a more casual experience, where it's about movies, fighting, racing or third-person games, I don't think I'd need more than 100Hz and FreeSync. Colors and pictures seem good, you can switch modes easily enough too, but the menus need a bit of work and the stand isn't great. But other than that, I've enjoyed using it, so it's really up to you. Hope that's enough to help you decide, but check other reviews if you can. And at the time of making this review, it's on special, $200 off. I should probably mention its availability is limited, I think to Australia and Southeast Asia, don't quote me though. But this review is not sponsored, I'm sending it back, and of course I don't get paid for this stuff. But special thanks to Big Esports and Aftershock for letting me test it out. I'll leave the usual links in the description if you want to help support the channel, and as always subscribe, like and share this video, and I'll catch you in the next.